Often we spend more time at work than we do at home. And then by proxy, we often spend more time with our coworkers than we do with our loved ones at home. Don't you want this environment, aka your work environment, to be the most smooth as possible? Etiquette is to put others around you at ease. And when you start picking the little etiquette tips and tricks apart, you'll start to notice that they are mainly to put others at ease, and they actually make a lot of sense once you understand why they are done a certain way. We've already spoke about why we shouldn't take very many personal phone calls at work, but if we were honest, tip number 1, your phone should always be on silent. We're already limiting the amount of personal use of our phones at the workplace, but furthermore, you should always have your phone on silent when you are at the workplace. This is a non-negotiable. Go and speak with your superiors if you are expecting a phone call that is of a critical nature. This should be the only exception that people hear your phone go off in the workplace. Not only is that not what you're being paid to be at work for, but many of your colleagues may need as much attention on the tasks at hand, and hearing your phone or your conversations is not going to produce an environment that is productive. It's going to produce an environment that is distracting. So do be mindful of keeping your phone on silent. Tip number 2, consider your personal hygiene. Unfortunately, even though this is common practice, many people have not been brought up with the standards of personal hygiene that one should have on a day-to-day basis. And therefore, we can go into many workplaces, it doesn't matter what caliber, and find or smell people that don't smell their freshest or the most hygienic. Your personality may be lovely, but your odor certainly is not. Personal hygiene is critical, and it does affect those around you. It is extremely distracting if you are able to smell someone's personal body odor, or you are a little bit uneasy if they are sharing a space with you. Don't wait until you are receiving anonymous bottles of deodorant or anonymous bottles of perfume on your desk. Take charge of this and ensure that you are showing up to work appearing clean, appearing well dressed and well groomed. Tip number 3, acknowledge your coworkers. This starts with a basic hello or a basic good morning. At my husband's previous place of work, there was a person he complained about every single day, and this person would walk in and not acknowledge anybody in the workspace. And it was so rude. And it really started to shine a light on these moments for me, because I noticed that there's people that do it that I come across in my day-to-day life. It is so rude if you don't greet your coworkers, whether you like them or not. This doesn't mean that you have to strike up a conversation with them, but an acknowledgement of good morning or hello or your presence is definitely a great place to start. Acknowledging someone's existence is always going to put you in a place of being respectful and polite. Acknowledging your coworkers also means that you're going to acknowledge their assistance to you when they've helped you on a project. This means that you're going to inform your superiors that you have had this assistance and what a great help they were to you. We are not the type of people here that is going to accept help from others and then take all of the credit for it as our own. That is not the classy way of going about things. So do ensure that you're giving credit and acknowledging people when and where it's due. Last but not least, in regards to acknowledgement, acknowledge people's birthdays, marriages, or life events. We live in a day and age where, yes, we don't want to get too personal in the workplace because that can cause problems. But you can wish someone a happy birthday or congratulations on your new bundle or congratulations on your marriage without getting too personally involved. These are moments that mean a lot to these people. It might not mean a lot to you, but the fact that you're acknowledging that this moment means something to them is really going to allow you to have grace and favor with these people that you spend so much time with on a weekly and monthly basis. So do make sure that you're acknowledging these things. You will not only be seen as friendly or social, but people will be more eager and more willing to help you because they know that you appreciate them. Now, tip number 4, take responsibility. Did you get into work late today? Are you blaming it on the traffic? The traffic may absolutely have been the reason of why you were late, but at the end of the day, you should have got up earlier and you should have planned to be at work earlier if you know traffic can be an issue. Of course, there's always those one-offs that freak accidents end up happening, but a lot of us, myself included, live in places where it is very busy and we do often hit traffic. And so we do need to ensure that we're not using that traffic as an excuse of why we are late, but taking responsibility that we ourselves are who made us late. So let's summarize what we learned about office or business etiquette. Number 1, follow a dress code, but remember to look up the dress code for your specific industry. This is going to vary. Tip number 2 was to arrive on time. This is a non-negotiable, and on time means between 5 and 10 minutes before you are expected to be somewhere, whether that be to work, a meeting, or anything work related. The next tip was to practice good communication and eye contact. You can't forget about the eye contact. The next tip was to greet your coworkers and establish a good rapport. Next, you are going to want to avoid gossip and definitely don't repeat things that you've heard. Always ensure that you're showing appreciation for your coworkers. This means that you're going to acknowledge them when they've helped you out, and you're also going to acknowledge when they've had any life events that they've shared with you or the office. Last but not least, you're not going to talk back when you're talking to your superiors or you're getting any constructive criticism. This is not going to put you in a very elegant light, and learn to take that constructive criticism and apply it accordingly. Now, if you think that you didn't hear some of these tips in this video, you definitely didn't. I've created a few videos on this topic now. If this is the first video of mine that you're seeing, just head over to my channel and you'll be able to review those ones too. If you are liking this topic, you will definitely want to pick up this book, Etiquette Secrets. We are reviewing the contents that we've learned and reviewed in this book. I'd be so honored if you joined me by pressing subscribe and coming along to the next video where we discuss more things etiquette.